All right, December 16th, 2020, Avant-Garage podcast. Today we got Playing with Circles on the show. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing all right. I had a long day at work, but I'm actually
Yeah,
really excited to talk with you on today.
me too.
So you guys want to just go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Yes. My name is Danny Marr. I play guitar and I sing. I'm playing with circles. And this is Julio Mendoza.
Yeah. Hi, I am backing vocals and tambourine player and photographer.
And photographer
of Playing.
of Playing with Circles. We abbreviate it to PWC to make it easier to say.
All right.
Yeah.
How did Playing with Circles start up?
Oh man. Oh, you know the journey. You know. It started out as a totally different name. We were called Third Eye Jesus. And it was before I met Julia. It was in I was doing my own stuff in my bedroom, recording and just messing with demos and stuff. And I do recall that I would send her demos of my songs, and just like other people around the area too. But then in 2019 was the footprint. It was basically the mark of like finally forming a band. And you, Carmine, played bass in it. There's a lot of people all over the like IE that were in Third Eye Jesus for a little bit, and then they just dipped out, which was really
I felt like every show was different.
it was always like it's crazy, and there would always be like 6 people on stage or 7, and I always wanted that, you know. More people were always, it was always great, but just more chaos, but which is beautiful. But we played shows like in Pomona, we played shows in LA. We released an album called Levitation, and then I took it down because I decided that the vision wasn't complete. I had this old producer, he helped me record all the songs, and I don't know, something about it, I just took it down, and I'm actually redoing it under the name Playing with Circles with this new producer. His name's Alex Gormajo, who's also known in the band, what are they called? What's their name? They're like a shoegaze band from Moore Park, and I suck at remembering names. But anyways, yeah, they're oh, I remember I have the cassette. Sustains. Yeah, Sustains.
Right.
But anyways, right now I'm doing my own thing. Always have been with Playing with Circles. And yeah, changed the name to Playing with Circles because I didn't like the name Third Eye Jesus. I didn't like anything. But now Julia's on vocals, backing vocals, and she helps with the percussion as tambourine player. And right now we're just been like doing folk stuff, kind of like, you know, playing around, social distancing at the moment. And it's been this is the time to like create, and just before maybe hopefully the pandemic ends and we can start playing shows again.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm still like trying to like throw shows, but like have it work to like more people keep their distance. And you went to the last one, like you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, I would love to have you guys on the show pretty soon because I miss having that Danny Marr spark in the show.
Yo, I miss playing with all you guys. I think I was at the Dead Meadow, not the Dead Meadow, the Dead Novas show, right? And the Cuddies, they were playing like it was like a couple weeks ago, right? Yeah, it was a really cool show. Me and Julio went, but it just like I just remember like flashbacks. I'm like, man, I miss these guys.
Yeah, for sure. How did you two meet?
Oh man.
Friends there.
Yeah, we've been friends for 5 years, but it was like through Instagram. Yeah, which is really corny. But Digital love.
It's very modern.
Very. But yeah, so I met her like in person like 4 months ago. And
after 5 years.
Yeah, after 5 years. Yeah. So yeah, we just connected, and
that was fun.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah, it still is. It's very enlightening, you know.
All right.
All that jazz. jazz.
All that.
Yeah, that's right. But
So how about the very beginning? Like, what are your first memories with music? Who were you listening to? What were you doing with it?
Your favorite artist?
it was I was really into, still am, the Third Bardo, which is this garage psych band from the '60s. They released an album called "I'm 5 Years Ahead of My Time." It was 1967, and then that was all that you heard from them, just that one album, which is really cool because it just makes them extra more mysterious, and it makes them more like you want to keep listening to the same album over and over because that's all they put out. And then there is Neil Young, Neil Young's self-titled album.
I don't know if I ever told you this, but my middle name Neil is after Neil Young.
Oh, wow.
What? That's
Yeah, my mom's a huge fan of him.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, Neil Young. What can you do without Neil Young? Young saved, yeah, everything in our souls. But the Beatles, of course, is a big influence. Of course, the Beatles. Into punk like Crass, anarcho-punk, crust punk band Nausea.
Ozzy is badass. I love him.
Yeah, Amoebics, like in that, just like the underground noise of like the '80s and '90s. Like who? Oh, there's this black metal band called Dark Throne and Burzum, which that's the only black metal bands I listen to is those two bands, and that's it. Like I don't know why, that's all I like listen to.
Most of
And
those
like the
black
genre
metal
of black
guys are
metal.
like they're like underground on a whole other level, or like they release their music but they don't like promote it or anything, and they just like if you find it, you find it, you know.
I feel like you guys have a secret society.
Yeah.
Secret.
Very secret, because then you have your patches on the backs. It's oh yeah, it's secret society. Let's keep it low.
Yeah.
What else? Third Bardo, the Jesus and Mary Chain, Spaceman 3. Let me see. Actually, I have some records I was letting Julia borrow. I'm in her room, by the way. So
All right.
there
those are-
is.
I
Huh?
think the ones you really like are still inside.
Oh, I'll show you. I'll
The
show him
other
this one.
ones.
That's fine. There's this one. It's the Hollies. If you guys can see, it's the Best of Hollies, which is a band from the '60s. Really jangly. They covered a song by the Beatles, "If I Needed Someone," and it sounds so much trippier than like the Beatles version because the bass is just so like hypnotic and like droning. And I think the guy, he plays a 12-string Rickenbacker, or he plays a Rickenbacker. No, he plays a Vox Phantom 12-string, and that's what he gets the jangling sound of. But a lot of like the jingle jangle like music from the '80s as well is really like I was listening to. But I was listening to more like the Beatles when I was really, really young. Just all that like Elvis Presley, just like '60s essential rock bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love how you like your taste goes from like the Beatles to Nausea. Like it's just totally different.
I give I give a shout out to my uncle for getting me into like the crust punk, because he's total like he's an anarcho punk like inside. Like he doesn't dress like all anarcho punk because he that was like when he was in his youth, But like
Yeah.
he still listens to that shit, and like listens to Youth of the Day, all that good stuff. Straight edge PMA, like Bad Brains, dude. Bad Brains, she loves Bad Brains.
Yeah, I do.
Got to keep positive mental attitudes, thriving.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. What about you?
I like Bauhaus.
Bauhaus, yeah.
I love Bauhaus, yeah.
I love The Cure, obviously, and the Brian Jonestown Massacre.
The Brian Jonestown Massacre, yes.
And
The Smithsonian's.
And I love My Bloody Valentine.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Also,
Nice choices.
yeah. Oh, she's really into slowcore, like.
which is like it's kind of like the opposite of hardcore.
Yeah,
Because they have like a lot of like riffs that are like really slow.
yeah,
Duster is a good example.
yeah. Duster.
Yeah.
The record, I don't know if it's in
It's
there.
not in there.
Yeah, but Slow Dive, right?
Slow Dive. I love Slow Dive.
A Ride. I don't know if I got. We've been listening to it, but I haven't told you like a song by Ride I've been playing. because it's like
By
kind of a
by who?
secret. Right.
Yeah, no, I
Oh,
don't
okay.
think I've heard of them.
But those are like what we've been listening to. And then like you grew up with The Cure and Bauhaus and all that,
I
right?
grew up with Depeche Mode.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Me too. It's funny because we kind of share that same kind of. When I was really, really young, like literally like the first music that was really good that I got into when I was a kid and she got into was Depeche Mode.
And the Church.
The Church, the
Yeah.
Smiths, all that
Yeah.
80s stuff. And then like the Beatles came along.
Yeah.
And then for you is like what came along?
From the 80s?
Like any genre, like after the 80s that you got into, like
I really got into this is odd, but jazz.
yeah, jazz, like John
Yeah.
Coltrane,
Yeah,
Miles Davis,
totally.
I love Coltrane. I listen to him on my morning commute.
yeah.
I know it's kind of odd sometimes because I don't know. I really got into it.
That's not odd,
There was
that's
a
awesome.
phase in my life where
Yeah.
I was really into jazz. But
See, she has such great, like we both like expand our minds with music. Always like you're like, oh, I listened to who's that musician? I didn't even know you listened to. And I was like, what? Like, how do you know about that?
there's so many.
Yeah. Oh man, there's just so many like bands like you like.
We like getting into bands that like are kind of obscure too.
Yeah. Like Captain Beefheart and his Magical Band.
Good Morning.
Good Morning is like lo-fi.
Yeah, but still.
Frank Zappa, The Mothers of Invention, all that stuff.
Yeah, you guys got some awesome choices. When you like first discovered this music, was it through like your family, or were you just like searching up random stuff online, seeing the recommended, or?
I was online mostly.
Yeah, online. Your dad showed you some music though too, right?
And then like the main ones like that are like famous like professional and The Cure was from my family obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my father got me into Depeche Mode, the Smiths. But yeah, it was first like online. You're just like, oh shit, like this is a really cool album, Live Celebration by Depeche Mode. Like I never knew this feeling of music existed in the world until I just discovered it. It's like
this is weird, but I was like on LimeWire downloading lots of stuff.
Oh yeah, me too.
And I was like in middle school.
Like on iTunes.
And on my computer's like always crashing, so many viruses. That's how like find stuff.
It was like the MP3
I was like 12
converters
or something like that.
Did you use a MP3 converter?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. On iTunes, yeah.
I was like 12-year-old messing around with that.
But then the vinyl collection happened.
You're so into vinyl.
Oh man, I waste all my money on vinyl.
I want to do that so bad too. I buy the vinyl and I don't even listen to it.
Dude, didn't we run across each other at a record store? I think
we did. Yeah,
I was living in Riverside at the time.
I was hanging out with Justice when we were still in No Ego, and we went to the record shop for whatever reason just to go check it out.
Rat Hole Records.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's yeah. And then I went along with you guys to
You guys came back and we just jammed for a bit.
Yeah, that's fun. That's awesome.
So how did you start playing shows?
I think so I met this a really close friend of mine now, Felix, who is in this. I'm also on this side project with him called the On Bodies, and it's mostly his music, but we collaborate with our own ideas. But I met him, and I met Diego through Felix, and Diego played bass. He was the first bass player in Third Eye Jesus, and then through Diego I met Zach, who was the former drummer of Third Eye Jesus as well. And then I met Braden O'Brien as the guitarist. It just all like started like growing like as I met like new people in the scene. Because before before like 2019, I was a complete like loner. Like I didn't know anyone. I grew up in Fullerton, and my parents moved to fucking Menifee.
And you were homeschooled?
Yeah, I was homeschooled my whole entire life. We moved to Menifee from Fullerton, or not from Fullerton, but from like Buena Park. I think that was the time we were living at. To Buena Park to Menifee in 2015, and all I had was like the records my uncle gave me, and a record player, and I would listen to that all the time, like 80s records, Tears for Fears, The Cure, Disintegration album. And then I got into like guitar because it was sitting around, so I was like, I'll just pick it up and stuff. You see,
So you
I was
started playing pretty young.
yeah, at 15 years old, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been like 5 years since I've like picked up the guitar, but yeah, so like meeting all those people, like it really like everything just grew, and it's wild. You almost like trip out like when you just like you just see people like you know you give your energy to the musicians and you tell them about how these are how my songs go. This is my vision. Could you help me out with like putting my vision out? And like these songs I've composed already, I'll show you the bass line. I'll show you how the guitars go, and from there is magic. You see it, you know, and you're like, wow, like I just showed all those people how to play, and like other people get to watch them play it. It's just so like transcendent. Like
Yeah.
it's a beautiful like thing to watch. Like I just remember like playing at shows like Third Eye Jesus shows, and I'm like looking at you guys, and I'm looking at the audience. I'm like, whoa, that's like some crazy shit.
It's the best feeling ever.
It is. It really is. But this whole thing playing with circles now, it's like we haven't played any shows yet because it's like it formed in the pandemic. Like I changed the name of Third Eye Jesus. It's basically Third Eye Jesus, just the name has changed, and there's
Yeah.
new people as it always has been. But I have a drummer now, Braden, who used to play guitar. He's gonna be playing drums and playing with circles. And then I met this girl named Marissa, who's playing guitar, rhythm guitar, and playing with circles. And then hopefully you can play bass and playing with circles. And it like yeah. So like if we hopefully like the practice gets all done and all that, and the pandemic goes and it's a happy ending.
Yeah, dude, my schedule is just so insane right now, working 3 different jobs. Like, I want to get on that so bad. So, like, whenever I have time, like, definitely, like, I'll try to hit you up.
Dude, the struggle is real, brother. I
Yeah.
just like a couple months ago, I got kicked out of my parents' house. So like in the midst of the pandemic, I'm working a full-time job, but I'm homeless. Was homeless, and then I got back at my parents' house finally again. But I was living in my car for a couple days, and then I was couch surfing here and there. And then, you know, some of my friends were like, oh, you can't stay because of COVID and all that. I'm like, okay, then I'm like, I guess I'm gonna have to sleep in my car again. Like, I wonder where I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
So it's been crazy, man. I'm like working a full-time job in the midst of that, but everyone's, you know, experiencing all that, you know, crazy shit.
Yeah, man, just glad you're doing okay still and you're holding up.
Shit.
So, one of the things I really wanted to like dive into is I've always loved hearing you talk about your spirituality.
Oh yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
how did that all come about?
Oh man. Oh. So, hmm.
This is probably one of my favorite parts about just talking to you.
Yeah. So I have to tell you about, or remind people, or not remind, but like tell people about like the background where I grew up and all that, and how I came to be Danny Marr. Um, so my parents, my dad, he's a pastor in the Spanish ministry, Spanish and English ministry, and so I was raised up in a Christian household, and I was homeschooled my whole life. You know, I was always sheltered from the world outside. And I don't know, it always felt like this kind of like you were excluded from all the other kids because it's like this, and it's just a really weird like way. Like you look back when you're a little kid, and you're like, wow, I had a totally different consciousness. And like now it's like completely like, I don't know, like expanded, and just like meeting new people, like they help you grow as who you are today. But I dived into like when I was 15 years old, that's when I like dived into like different like I guess belief systems. Um, but like it always seemed like my parents or my siblings like found out about it, and then they thought I was crazy. And so I bought the Quran once, and I was reading it for a little bit because I was really curious about like just different religions. And there was a time like that like my brother found the Quran. He's like, "Oh, this is like why you're crazy, man." I'm like,
Oh my God.
I'm like just like just having my like I just want to have a different outlet, you know, like just think about like you're been always like been taught like one thing, and then like you want to like see different sides of like religion, different like views, different perspectives, because you realize that like maybe we do share the same beliefs. We all connect. We all unify with the universal laws of like thou shalt not kill, don't steal, and all those like common things in man. We all share the same God. We just have different names because we have different languages. Like
Exactly.
God is Allah in Islam, and then all the way in like India, God is Krishna and Vishnu and all those other gods, you know. And then in over here, it's Jesus, you know, is God. But like we all share the same like beliefs and all that. But I also got into like Satanism for a little bit. I had the book, and then I got kicked out because parents found out and all that. But I realized, like, I learned from the Satanic Bible that it's just all about like human liberation and free will. Than like what I always thought it would be, like it's like an evil book, you know?
Yeah, people think it's just all about like doing fucking resurrection rituals or whatever, sacrificing goats and
Dope and all that shit. It's like
what
what?
you see in movies.
Yeah, yeah. It's like oh man, like media's story there. Like, but and then I got into and I still remain like into the Hare Krishna consciousness. Like that's like what I really been into. Just because my uncle, he kind of introduced me to Krishna consciousness, and I'm still learning, and I'd like to learn way like more than I know right now. But it's all like bottled inside me because it's more like a mystical truth, I guess. I can't put it in words, but into my songs I can express what I feel and see and um, gravitate to when I chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama Rama,
yeah.
and it's like so like um it only I can't explain it like, but I'd like to like transcend my knowing of the Krishna consciousness. I was at a time I planned on going to India after the pandemic, before the second lockdown, for next year, like somewhere in like March. What was it? Was it February, something like that?
Like the June.
June, yeah. But now that plan has changed. But yeah.
What would you do when you're there?
Oh man, I'd probably. So it's in Rishikesh. That's they basically call it the Beatles ashram, but it's really Rishikesh because people know it just because of the Beatles ashram, because the Beatles visited in that part of India. But it's a place where you learn about yoga and the true essence of yoga, which is unity of self rather than external appearance, which the Western world has distorted. Um, and it's just the Himalayan mountains are right over there, so you can make a pilgrimage to temples, and you could actually live in the temples for free and eat for free if you do all what they say and attend their worships.
There was like a point in my life where like I was getting really into like Buddhism and like those teachings, and I was like, damn, I kind of just want to like go live in a temple and
Dude,
just like
dude, just go to India and just like put yourself out there, survive just on lentils
yeah,
for weeks, months, and go
truly a
where no one else has gone.
truly a mind-opening experience. I would believe it is.
Yeah, yes. Only it's only you know how it makes you feel, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
You can't just put it on like on a billboard. This is how it makes me feel, because there's no word to describe it. It's all within. It's it's internal, mystic. Yeah.
Say that.
How do you see the future of playing with circles?
Like shit. No, just kidding. No. Because you can't think like that, right? So it's gonna go really well. We're gonna play lots of shows. We're actually right now in the recording process in Long Beach. Paul from Ingredient 10 is letting us borrow his studio to record And yeah, we've got lots of songs we're already working on of mine. And we can't wait to put it out. We're actually trying to reach out to different labels. Like in San Francisco, there's this label called Paisley Shirt Records that we're trying to get signed to. They just want to like see our complete songs before like anything. But we definitely want to like release records, vinyl records. Obviously, put it on Spotify. Maybe some songs on Spotify, but really just going like physical copies, just records.
Just purely physical. That'd be sick.
Yeah. I mean, there's connections in San Francisco that I have friends of that like know how to get music onto records and all that. So I just gotta have the songs already, recorded, and ready, But yeah, we hope to play like me and Julio were actually discussing about like before this like when this pandemic ends, after this pandemic ends, we're probably gonna like just be me and her doing this folk thing. And like just going to cafes and like we've got like folk songs we've composed.
Yeah.
Some mine. There's this song Back You Eyes. Yeah. But anyways, that's kind of the future, hopefully, like. But dude, I've been just like my mind has been everywhere lately, man. Just being homeless for it just like getting kicked out. Like I've been kicked out I think 2 times this year and then once last year. It's just been crazy. I didn't have a car the 2 times when I got kicked out and just like really struggling but really focusing on like the whole Third Eye Jesus thing. And that's like all that I like ran to. I put all my effort in and then pandemic comes, and then but now I find I'm just happy that I found Julia because she's I don't think like I would like I don't know. I think I'd be in a totally fucking like hole if I didn't like meet her in person. But yeah.
It's very sweet. All right, guys, I think we're gonna conclude the show right here. It was awesome having you on. I always love talking to you, and
dude, it's an honor. Thank you.
Is there anything you wanna spew out to the people? Any projects you got going on? Anything you just wanna tell the world?
Black Lives Matter. Fuck the police system. Fuck the education system, and fuck America. Meat is murder, and fuck capitalism.
All right.
Yeah. Fuck America. We're actually me and Julia are hoping to like.
We're gonna go to London.
We're actually we wanna move to a different country once we like get our shit together over here because I'm moving to San Diego. We found an apartment. I'm not gonna tell you where because I don't want people to know where. But only secret friends know from the messages. I think I told you. I'll tell you though anyways after. I don't know.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, sort of a secret. But yeah.
Housewarming party.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. With Kobe going on, yeah. But yeah, that's it. Do you have anything?
Stay safe out there.
Stay safe out there. We actually, Julia realized since the pandemic has happened, she's seen a bigger increase of homeless people on the streets in San Diego than before.
Yeah, we saw that today too.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, because Julia, she's lived all her life in San Diego, and you were saying like you've seen like a bigger increase of like homeless people.
Yeah, compared to like it's more visible.
Yeah, yeah, and you can see like people like super sick, like coughing and hacking
in the streets. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like there should be more government help.
Yeah, yeah.
It's definitely rough out there.
Yeah, it's really rough. But I just want to say thank you, man. I appreciate for the interview. It's always a pleasure, man. And yeah, I think that's all we have to say. Yeah.
All right, guys. Playing with Circles, Avant-Garage show. Thanks for coming out, and we'll see you later.
Love you, brother. Bye.
I don't trust my girlfriend. I don't trust my doctor. I don't trust my mother. I don't trust my father. I don't trust my peers. I don't trust my employer. I don't trust banks. I don't trust my lawyer. But I'm still a happy guy. I don't trust the homeless. I don't trust the rich. I don't trust the government. I don't trust anarchists. I don't trust the internet. I don't trust the news. I don't trust Hollywood. I don't trust Copycat too. I'm still a happy guy. I'm still a happy guy. I swear to God. I don't trust the future. I don't trust the youth. I don't trust myself and I don't trust you. I don't trust myself and I don't trust you. I don't trust myself.